From the International Arctic Water and Sanitation Summer School 2023 in Sisimiut, Greenland, I would like to talk to you about the sanitary situation in the rural part of Greenland. My name is Pernille Erland Jensen. I'm an associate professor at the Technical University of Denmark. We have a small campus here in Sisimiut, Greenland, and on a daily basis I'm doing both teaching and research here in Greenland. So the aim of this small project was to get an overview of the situation regarding sanitation in the rural part of Greenland, which means the small towns with less than 500 inhabitants. What we know and what has been told in other lectures in the course is that it's very common that people do not have running water in their houses in the rural part of Greenland. In many places, people pick up their water by public tap houses outdoor in their communities. They use different kinds of containers and carry the water home by hand. Of course, they do not want to use this water to flush their toilets, and also they do not have any sewer to flush the toilet in. So instead they have the toilets that is termed honey bucket toilets in Northern America. In Greenland we term them bag toilets, and these are very simple toilets. It's a bucket with a plastic bag inside and a seat to sit. When the toilets have been used, the bag needs to be taken out and a new bag is replacing. The bag is closed with a small metal strip and the bag is placed outside of the house for the community worker who has this job to pick it up. The bags are picked up once or twice a week, depending on the settlement and the number of inhabitants in the houses. When the bags have been collected in the town, the municipality worker takes the bag to an emptying station by the sea, typically, where he cuts the bags open and places the plastic bags in another place for it to be discharged properly. Typically it's being incinerated either in the small community itself or being transported to a larger settlement for incineration. Another way of disposing the honey buckets, which is used in a few communities in Greenland, is to place the honey bucket bags directly with their content on the waste dump. This is done in settlements where for some reason the infrastructure prohibits the emptying into the sea. In particular in those settlements, the need to find alternative solutions is very big, but in general there is also a wish in other settlements for more comfortable and sustainable solutions. We made an inventory and we did it by collecting data from each municipality, each of the 5 municipalities in Greenland, on the number of households that have honey bucket bags collected. They know this because in each settlement, because people have to pay to get their bag collected. And we can see here that for each of the 5 municipalities, and with the larger municipality of Sermersooq split between the capital area, the western part, and the very far away eastern part of Greenland from the capital, that approximately 4,700 out of altogether 22,000 households in Greenland have this solution in their house. We can also see that the honey bucket toilets are more frequently used in the municipality of Avannaata in northern part of Greenland compared to the other municipalities. And in particular in Sermersooq West, very few people have the honey bucket toilet. So this is the area around the capital. Other solutions used in Greenland are sewer and flush toilet, and in a few places people have a tank solution where they collect their toilet waste in a tank inside the house, and a truck comes on a regular basis to empty this tank. If we zoom in to the small towns with less than 500 inhabitants, we can see that approximately half of the honey bucket toilets in Greenland are in those smaller towns. And we can see that out of 2,200 households in these small places, 2,040 have the honey bucket toilets. So it's almost everybody living in the rural part of Greenland, in the small towns with less than 500 inhabitants, that have this solution. What other solutions could be developed if people want to have a different service level, a different comfort, and a more sustainable solution? Well, this depends very much on the available water resource in each place. What I show here is that in most small towns in Greenland, lake water is the most common water resource. In some places, people are also served by river water or spring water, and even in some places by groundwater. But what we can also see is that some places use seawater as their drinking water resource. This is done only in places where fresh water is very limited, so seawater is the only available alternative. And why is it that we use it only if fresh water is not available? That's because it's a very energy intensive process to process seawater into being potable water by the process called reverse osmosis. In particular, in the settlements with low available freshwater resources and use of seawater, it wouldn't be feasible and sustainable to treat the seawater by reverse osmosis and flush it in a toilet. So therefore, in particular for those places, other solutions than flush toilets must be thought of. What these solutions could be depend on what people in the settlements wish for. A close dialogue with the inhabitants in each place should be in place to develop solutions that are acceptable and wished for by the inhabitants. Examples of solutions that could potentially be implemented are, for example, the use directly of seawater to flush toilets, or the reuse of grey water after some kind of filtration to flush toilets. It could also be rainwater that could be collected to use to flush toilets. But if you want to avoid to construct sewers in the places, then other solutions could also be taken into use. This could, for example, be urine diverting toilets, depending also on the climate. So there are a number of solutions. In the future, we hope to see some development projects where we could experiment different kinds of solutions and find out what is actually the best solution for each settlement.